Inshallah, we will do the second episode of our series on getting the best out of Ramadan. And there are many series like this. Right now, on the internet, there are many scholars are speaking about Ramadan, and everybody basically in the end is going to come to the best. What's the best things that we can do? How can we best extract benefit from, all of these ideas are shared ideas. So I'm not really saying anything which you never heard before or anything new. I'm only trying to get us to reflect, again, as we said, in order that we can shift from a traditional Ramadan, a cultural Ramadan, the cultural experience, to the life-changing experience that Ramadan is supposed to be. This is really what we're trying to do. Get to that point where Ramadan actually changes the way that we look at life, our approach to life, how we live our lives. So, in the previous introductory episode, we talked about some of that, some of the importance of making that distinction between the cultural and the divinely ordained. What we do as cultural practices and what in fact is what Allah has divinely ordained for us to be doing. That divinely ordained Ramadan is the one that is going to change our lives, because Allah wants from us a change. As He said, إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يُغَيِّرُ مَا بِقَوْمٍ حَتَّى يُغَيِّرُوا مَا بِأَنفُسِهِمْ, that Allah doesn't change the condition of people until they change. They change from within. From within themselves, they go through a change. So, in this episode, we could call it the second episode, we are going to look at the beginning point, where we should start with Ramadan. After Iman, accepting, believing that Allah prescribed this for our benefit, not out of any need that He had, we are the ones who stand to benefit from it. In order for us to take that benefit, we must understand what is the ultimate goal of Ramadan. The long-term goal. Not just the immediate goal. There's immediate goals. We'll look at those too. But the long-term goal. What is it Allah wants for us at the end of it all? Fasting, Ramadan, or outside of Ramadan. What is the goal, ultimately? I'm sure you all know. This is not a hidden secret nobody knows about that I'm going to reveal for you now. So you all know. When the Prophet ﷺ was asked by one of his companions to tell him something that they could do which would get them to paradise, he said to them, fast. And when they came back and asked again, he told them, fast, because there's nothing equal to it. But the question that the Sahabi had, Murni bi'amalin yudkhiluni al-jannah, command me to do something, instruct me to do something which will put me in paradise. This was the most important thing. He came with the biggest question, paradise. And the Prophet ﷺ said, fast. Fasting will take you to paradise. The goal of our whole lives is paradise. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created us for paradise. He didn't create us for hell. He created us for paradise, but He gave us a choice whether we want to go to paradise or not. So that's why the Prophet ﷺ had said, Allah has created a place for everyone in paradise. And He's also created a place for everyone in hell. And it's up to us to choose whether we want that place in paradise or we want that place in hell. So, the fast is ultimately directed at paradise. And this is important for us to keep in mind, because it comes under the general principle, which people like Stephen Covey and others have identified: begin with the end in mind. When you begin anything and you understand where you're trying to get to, then the chances are you can do the things to get there. But if you're beginning something and you really don't know where you're going to get to, what it is that you're heading for, what is your ultimate goal, you don't know, it's not clear in your mind, then the likelihood is you're not going to make it. You're not going to reach there. It's as simple as that. This is just common sense. So we begin with the end in mind. We begin the fast believing that ultimately it will take us to paradise. And that's why the Prophet ﷺ also told us about the door in paradise, the gate called Ar-Rayyan. A gate which is specifically designated for those who fast according to how fasting was revealed. Not just to those who fast, because then everybody would go. All the Muslims would just go automatically. We fast Ramadan, etc. But no. It's only a fraction. There's only a fraction of the people who fast who will end up going to paradise through the gates. Ar-Rayyan. So this is what we have to decide for ourselves. Is that what we want? Have we understood that that is really the goal? Then whatever we do in Ramadan, we should ask ourselves, is that going to help me get to paradise? If it's not going to help me to get to paradise, then we need to put it aside. If it's just neutral, it's not going to cause me to go to hell, okay, we might consider it in our leisure time. But if it's about our important time, our precious time, our prime time, then we should be doing the things that are going to help us to get to paradise. So that is the essence of this episode. Being clear about the ultimate goal of Ramadan. If we're clear about it, then it's possible for us to extract from Ramadan the things which will help us to achieve that goal. If we're confused, it's an obscurity for us. We don't really know what it is ultimately we're trying to get out of Ramadan, then the likelihood is that we won't. So, brothers and sisters, let us renew our intentions for the fast of the rest of this month, that we make this fast serve, it's a vehicle to help us to achieve the ultimate goal of life, the ultimate goal of fasting, Jannah. May Allah put us all there and help us to get there. Barakallahu feekum. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.